everybody, and welcome to my new video. If you don't know me yet and this is your first time watching a video of mine, I'm Shelly, I'm 24 years old and I'm currently living in the US as an au pair. Today's video is episode 2 of my series 4 Surprising Things. And episode 2 is about holidays. I know I talked about holidays in a very recent video and I told you about, my experiences with the holidays and everything, but this is 4 surprising things about it. So what surprised me about holidays? Number 1, the first surprising thing was that I thought, from movies and everything, that holidays in the US are just really pompous, really big, and a lot of, celebration, people getting together and everything. And when I experienced the holidays, it turned out that they weren't as pompous as I thought they would be. So they were, less special, less extraordinaire. And they were pretty much just a day of, and then you had dinner together. So depending on, the host family I was with or the day the holiday fell on, it was just a work day for me. So I would work and then we'd have dinner together, or everybody would just hang out and then dinner together. And then some holidays, like New Year's Eve, of course, were very surprising because they were super unimportant and small, and the celebration was really short and everything. Number 2, I knew that for most holidays, for most people it would probably be surprising though. In my country, stores are closed on Sundays and stores are closed on holidays, whether that is Labor Day, Easter, Christmas, all of those. So that's not how it is here. So in my country, when when a holiday is coming up and people know, stores are going to be closed for one day, everybody goes crazy and buys gigantic amounts of food, and grocery stores will be totally overcrowded, which is insane because stores are closed on Sundays too. People don't do that for Sundays. It doesn't make sense. Germans are weird. So people would just, buy so much food for just this one holiday and then end up having too much, or eating off of it for weeks. And here, stores are open. They might close earlier than on regular days, so they might close at 6 or 7 p.m. instead of 9 or 10, but usually stores are open. Some stores would be closed, or the post office might be closed, but regular grocery stores will be open on most holidays, even major holidays like Christmas. Number 3 is Jewish holidays. I wouldn't really say this was surprising. It was just new, so I didn't really expect a lot of it, so it couldn't, surprise me much. But one thing was surprising actually, and that was Hanukkah. I thought that Hanukkah was about, how we know Christmas, kind of big family celebration and everything, but it wasn't. It was really small, and there was first and last day had some special food. And then you would light a candle, sing a prayer, and get presents. And the presents wouldn't even be wrapped or anything. You just gave the presents, and they're very small presents too. So not for Christmas for us, or especially in America, where people just get a shit ton of presents, or kids do. But since Hanukkah is 7 days, I guess it makes sense because they get 7 presents. But most kids get that for Christmas too, so or more. So that was surprising, and seeing Jewish holidays was interesting and new and fun. And just surprising in a way that it was different. It was just different than what I'm used to, so I like that a lot. But I guess the Hanukkah makes sense because it's a sad holiday. It's not like Christmas where we celebrate something good and fun. So their Passover is bigger because that celebrated something positive. And then number 4 is I mean, there's a cliche about how holidays are celebrated, right? You know, what we see in movies and in shows. But despite that, people celebrate it a lot differently. Different families will celebrate it a lot differently. So I spent 2 Thanksgivings here. And then, for example, my boyfriend told me, oh, that's not right. We celebrate it that way. So he thinks anything that he doesn't do is wrong. But, so he told me how they celebrate it in his family. And then I talked to another American friend of mine about it. And I was like, here, see, you know, my boyfriend said, you know, that's like the more common way to celebrate Thanksgiving. And he's like, oh no, that's not true. And then he told me how they celebrated it. So, you know, like, even though it's like a very common holiday and everybody celebrates it, and people from abroad think, oh, this is how Americans celebrate it, there is still a lot of distinction between it, and people might still celebrate it a lot differently than other people. And to be honest, I don't even know why that surprised me so much, because if I think about Christmas in Germany, everybody celebrates it differently, starting with the food, starting with, you know, how they do presents, and whether they pray or sing or read a story, watch a movie or whatever. There's just like so many different things you can do or not. And either you do it very, very basic or not. So it makes sense. But yeah, it did surprise me, so. Right, so those are the 4 things that surprised me about holidays in America. I hope you had fun. And you can leave me a comment down below and tell me if any of these things surprised you as well, or if there's different things about the holidays that surprised you. And then I will see you in my next video. See you then. Bye!